Hello viewers, there is a weak news about abortion laws in United States. So today I am going to discuss about abortion rights in US and India. As you can see, people are protesting in United States, but why are they protesting? Let us try to know. The 1973 landmark decision of Roe versus Wade provided constitutional rights to abortion in United States. But recently, the US Supreme Court has struck down the 1973 landmark decision. The verdict is likely to have large-scale ramifications in the country. After almost 50 years, the US Supreme Court has effectively eliminated the abortion rights altogether. And the judgment allows the states to enforce a ban on abortion in US. Before we go in details, let us try to understand the definitions of abortion and gestation period. So, abortion is the termination of a pregnancy before the infant can survive outside the uterus. Another simple definition is like abortion is the termination of a pregnancy by removal or expulsion of an embryo or fetus through medical procedures. Now, what is gestation period? The period of time that a baby or develops inside its mother's body, or simply gestation is defined as the time between conception and birth. Now, abortion as human rights is a matter of debate now. Let us try to understand abortion from human rights point of view. It is said that it is a good step to have abortion rights towards safety and well-being of the woman, and many women will be benefited by abortion rights. The abortion laws will increase the ambit and access of women to safe abortion services, and abortion laws will also ensure dignity, autonomy, confidentiality, and justice for women who need to terminate pregnancy. However, the decisions or the judgment of US court strips such autonomy from millions of women in the US, in particular those with low incomes and those belonging to racial and ethnic minorities, to detriment of their fundamental rights. Now let us know what are the abortion laws in India. Let me tell you the background of abortion laws in India. Until the 1960s, abortion was illegal in India under section 312 and 313 of the Indian Penal Code 1860. The section 312 of IPC says that any person or whoever voluntarily causes a woman with a child to miscarry shall be punished with 3 years jail or fine or both, unless the abortion is to save the life of pregnant woman. A woman, according to section 312 also, it says that a woman who causes herself to miscarry is within the meaning of this section, which means 312. That means a woman cannot do things that are likely to miscarry of her fetus. The section 313 of IPC says that whoever causes miscarriage without woman's consent shall be punished with imprisonment for life or 10 years plus fine. The offense is cognizable and non-bailable in nature. So, in the mid-1960s, in the wake of unsafe abortion and high maternal mortality rate, the government of India set up the Santilal Shah Committee under the leadership of a medical professional, Dr. Santilal Shah, to look into the issues of abortion and ascertain if the country, that is India, needed a law related to abortion. The Santilal Shah Committee reviewed the medical, legal and social aspects of abortion in India and recommended legalized abortion along with a law with comprehensive abortion care in 1964. The Santilal Shah Committee submitted a framework how to formulate the abortion laws in India in 1964. The recommendations were based on to reduce unsafe abortions and maternal mortality rates in India. Based on the report of the Santilal Shah Committee, a medical termination bill was introduced in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. The bill was passed by Parliament in August 1971. The Medical Termination of Pregnancy MTP Act 1971 came into force on 1st April 1972. The Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971 was enacted to overrule these sections of IPC that I have told earlier, that is 312 and 313, and to provide for the terminations of certain pregnancies by registered medical practitioner. Now in India, the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971 allows for legal abortion under specific conditions. Okay, so what are those specific conditions? According to MTP Act 1971, an abortion in India is legal if it is terminated in the span of 20 weeks, approximately 5 months, with the approval of a doctor. Okay, an abortion has to be performed by a medical professional at recognized medical institutions. These mentioned criteria also vary depending on the stage of pregnancy you are in. A pregnancy may be terminated after 12 weeks based on the opinion of one doctor. If the weeks exceed 12 then and are less than 20, it requires the opinion of 2 doctors. However, on 16 March 2021, the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Amendment Bill 2020 was passed, which amended the Act to increase the upper limit of termination of pregnancy from 20 to 24 weeks for certain categories of women. Okay, as per the amended Act, you can terminate your babies after 24 weeks with some of the grounds that I am going to mention, like fetal abnormalities. So if a woman is suspected to have fetal abnormalities or pregnancies due to rape faced by women, or the victims of incest. Incest means illegal sex between the members of same family. For example, brother and sister. The sex between own brother and sister can be known as the incest. Okay. So if the woman is also from vulnerable categories like disabled women, minor girls, and so on and so forth. So these are some categories because of which you can terminate after 24 weeks. Okay. If abortion is availed after 24 weeks, that is about 6 months, a medical board formed by the state decides whether the pregnancy should be terminated or not. Each board is required to have a gynecologist, pediatrician, radiologist, sonologist, and other members notified by the state government. The law also states that the name and other particulars of a woman whose pregnancy has been terminated cannot be disclosed without the consent of the woman. Otherwise, it is punishable by criminal laws. The name and other details of a pregnant woman can only be shared to person authorized by law and any other medical professional carrying out the abortions of a woman. Okay. Now, why people are supporting or opposing the abortion laws in USA basically, as India is having the abortion laws till now? Moving on, let us try to know different views on abortion laws. For people who support abortion laws argue that everyone should have the right to life, okay, right to life, a right to health, and a right to be free from violence, discrimination, torture, or cruelty, inhuman and degrading treatment, autonomy of our own body, right to privacy. So these are the some of grounds that people are supporting the abortion laws in USA. Okay. So it is proclaimed that everyone should be free to exercise their bodily autonomy and make their own decision about their reproductive lives, including when they want to have children. It is essential that laws relating to abortion respect, protect, and fulfill the human rights of pregnant person and not force them to seek out unsafe abortions. Now, let us also try to understand why some people are protesting against abortion laws. For people who are against the abortion laws, they argue that human life begins at conception and that human zygote, embryo or a fetus is a person and therefore has a right to life. Another one, like abortion is considered as morally evil among different religions and also across different cultures. They also argue that abortion should not be a means of birth control, family planning, sex selection, or any reason for mere convenience. Okay, they cannot be considered it as okay, I am going to abort for my own convenience. No, the people who are protesting against the abortion law, they are saying that no, this should not be the ground for the abortion. Okay, so the variety in opinion on the issue of abortion is reflected in the diverse views of religious group also and some intellectuals. For example, the Catholic Church considers all procured abortions morally evil. They are really sin. If someone abort, it is sin. They are considered as sin. While some traditional Jewish teaching sanctions abortion if necessary to safeguard the life and well-being of a pregnant woman. So when there is a threat to the life of woman, then obviously the abortion is permissible in some of the religion. Okay, so I hope this video makes you clear about the status of abortion laws in India. So as I mentioned in this video, the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971 and thereafter the amendment in 2021, the abortion is still legalized in India under certain conditions, as I mentioned in the video. Okay, so if you haven't understood the video, please watch again and again to get better clarity. And I hope you liked it and hope you will share with your friends, and it is important from the competitive exam point of view. Thank you so much.